Sometimes Jimmy Jam came along. Those were the best times. Now they're gone. How can you get any better than I am right now? I don't know. It would damn near be impossible. I did that. I was multilingual talented on that. Didn't know that about me, did you?
I did not know that about you, but I'm glad to learn. And I am excited for our show today. Our topic is Mick Foley. Mick just had a birthday a couple of days ago, and it's probably one of our most requested episodes for us to do an episode on Mick Foley.
Have we done an episode on Mick Foley?
No, we've talked a lot about the creation of the character and the evolution and some of the moments, but not really a traditional profile show. So we're finally doing it today. And I don't know that you and I ever talked about when was he first on your radar? I mean, did you see him in World Class first or where?
I want to say World Class, or there's a guy named Joel Goodhart that had shows that Mick worked on. I saw him there. What impressed me about Mick was his size and his ability to move for a big man. I thought he was very impressive in his work. The one thing that we didn't like was how crazy he was and the bumps he would take, unnecessary bumps that he would take. So from the time that I first saw Cactus Jack, I was a fan. I liked the look. I liked the way that he worked. I liked when I finally got to hear him cut promos. I liked those as well because they were different. So I don't know if it was, I know he worked World Class. I saw him in World Class, liked him in World Class, working with my old friend Gary Young. And so, yeah, I mean, pretty much from love at first sight.
I think in World Class, he was still using the name Cactus Jack Manson. What do you think about that? Leaning into that last name, Cactus Jack Manson.
He looked like a Cactus Jack Manson, for God's sakes. If you, I mean, really and truly, if you didn't call him Jack Manson, I mean, to me, that made sense. And you want to make the correlation, you could. But to me, I thought it worked.
He, of course, was through a lot of the territories, working Memphis for Bill Watts in the UWF, for World Class. And he starts to get a little bit of buzz. And we even see him very early on, even before you were there, working as an enhancement talent for the Bulldogs. Maybe not his most fun match. I think he wound up leaving with a broken jaw that night. Did you ever see that match with Jack Foley in a tag team affair against the British Bulldogs?
Yeah, it was horrible. Yeah, it was god awful. The Bulldogs went out. Look, I don't know how many weeks that Cactus had been in the business at that time. I think I was there. I don't know.
It was like 85, I think. I think it predates even.
It was a train wreck, and Cactus didn't appear to know what the hell he was doing by any stretch of the imaginations. And the Bulldogs simply took advantage of that and beat the hell out of him.
When you think back to his territory days, before he's a star, before he's on WCW television, before he's in the WWF or ECW, did you think that there was any chance that a guy like that could make it with Vince McMahon's WWF? Because we've heard for so long that Vince had a certain taste for talent. He liked guys to look a certain way and wrestle a certain way. And well, he just didn't really fit in that traditional box. And we know he's going to overcome all of those sort of preconceived notions and achieve massive success there. But did you when you first really saw him perform, did you just assume, hey, man, he might be successful everywhere else, but no, that's not a New York act? Or did you think that could be possible?
Absolutely, it could be possible. You know, Hogan needed opponents. Your champions needed opponents. I looked at him as a great character heel and someone that could work with anybody and everybody. Didn't see him as a baby face at that time, though he had the characteristics of a baby face. He had that smile, the sick, sadistic smile that, in my opinion, I thought, well, hell, it did, but could also be a baby face smile that people could really get behind. So, yeah, I think from day one, I saw him as somebody that could be in the WWE.
One of the first big breaks he gets is when he winds up on a Clash of the Champions for WCW. It's national television in prime time on TBS, but he's working with Mil Mascaras. And that at times could be
amigo. No amigo. No. It is me English. No English. No English. No. Me. Placha.
Probably pretty challenging for a young Mick Foley. And he's trying to, as JR would say, maybe maximize his minutes. He winds up taking a bump that I remember seeing when it happened. It blew my mind then. And the more I watch it, the more impressed and in awe I am. Shock and awe, maybe. The Nestea plunge off the apron onto the concrete. I don't remember seeing a lot of stuff like that before. I mean, I'm sure it happened in territories. I know I've seen, Bobby Eaton take bumps on the floor and things like that. But what do you think of that Nestea plunge onto the concrete?
Let me ask you this question. You have a pool, right?
Yep.
You've been in a lot of pools. Have you ever taken the Nestea plunge in a pool?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes.
Off the diving board or just off the side?
Just off the side.
Okay. Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, I got it out of my system, but I don't think I've done it many times.
Wasn't the question. Did you enjoy it? Is that something like, oh, hey, wow, this was really almost as fun as when I saw it on TV?
No, that was
it sucks. It hurts.
It's not ideal. Yeah.
Yeah, I did it, man. I got up on a diving board one time and did it. And needless to say, I can remember it because I only did it one time.
And that was water.
And that sucked.
Yeah.
Because I had nothing to, I'm fully committed. Trust fall. Yeah, I'm not doing that either. But it hurts. So yeah, to do that, man, and you're taking a bump off the apron to the floor, that is insanity. That's not, that's not a creative deal of, oh, hey, wow, look at how great this is. That's just stupid. But get you noticed, I guess.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson here to tell you a little more about what adfreeshows.com is all about. Get early, ad-free access to more than a dozen of your favorite wrestling podcasts every single week, starting at just $9. That's less than 20 cents an episode each month. And yes, you can listen to them all directly through Apple Podcasts or your regular podcast apps. How easy is that? Ad-free shows also has thousands of hours worth of bonus content and docuseries like Title Chase, Eric Fires Back, Conversations with Conrad, and The Insiders. Plus new series like The Book with David Crockett, Monday Mailbags with Mike Chioda and Nick Patrick, and a whole lot more. And you want to talk about early? You can't get any earlier than listening to the shows live. You can be a part of the live studio audience as we record the podcast. Plus, ride shotgun alongside your favorite childhood heroes for live watch-alongs, Q&As, and other interactive experiences every single month. Come on now, see for yourself what thousands of other wrestling fans from around the world have discovered, that adfreeshows.com is the best value in wrestling. Check it out today, and hey, when you do, the first week is completely free. adfreeshows.com.